Hello and welcome everybody to my channel Omni Bioentrance, and today we will be discussing Telangana Set Life Science question paper conducted in the year 2023. This is part 2 of the discussion. Then first question. The type of metamorphosis seen in grasshopper is hemimetabolous. It includes three distinct stages, that is egg, nymph and adult, and there is no pupal stage. Then next one. The plant embryogenesis, the large basal cell derived from the lower portion of the zygote will divide and form a highly specialized terminal differentiated embryonic organ called the suspensor. So the basal cell derived from the lower portion of the zygote will give rise to the suspensor. Answer is option 1. Then next one. In frog metamorphosis, organ-specific response to thyroid hormone is demonstrated by transplanting a tail tip to the trunk region or by placing an eye cup in the tail. The tail tip placed in the trunk is not protected from degeneration, but the eye retains its integrity despite the fact that it lies within the degenerating tail. Reason: only specific tissues die when a signal is given. Programmed cell death are important in molding the body. Yes, so here in frog metamorphosis, they want to see the organ specific response to thyroid hormones, and what they did was they transplanted a tail tip to the trunk region or by placing an eye cup in the tail. The tail tip placed in the trunk, what happened to it was, is not protected from degeneration, but the eye retains its integrity despite the fact that it lies within the degenerating tail. The tail tip, it got degraded, but the eye retained its integrity. Now why is it so? Because specific tissues die when a signal is given. Programmed cell death are important in molding the body. So both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Then next one. The sum of growth and differentiation is known as development. Yes, that's correct. Development in plant is under the control of extrinsic factors only. Not only extrinsic but intrinsic factors also contribute to the development in plants. So reason R is not correct. So A is true but R is false. Answer is option 3. Then the process of spermiogenesis is divided into stages in the order, that is Golgi phase, then cap acrosome phase, formation of tail, maturation phase and spermiation. Answer is option 1. Then next one. Match the pattern of cleavage from column 1 with column 2. Isolecithal egg radial cleavage. So it is seen in echinoderms. Then next one. Isolecithal egg rotational cleavage is seen in mammals and nematodes. Mesolecithal and radial cleavage is seen in amphibians. Meroblastic telolecithal discoidal is seen in fish, reptiles and birds. So 1, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1. It is the option 4 which is correct. Next one. The manganese stabilizing protein in photosystem 2 is associated with the following. So manganese stabilizing protein of photosystem 2, it maintains what is its function? It is maintains the functional stability of the Mn cluster in the enzyme's active site. So this manganese stabilizing protein in photosystem 2, it is associated with D1 and D2 proteins as well as CP43, CP47 complex. So answer is option 4. Then next one. Column 1. Conversion of metabolite form, and column B. Conversion of metabolite 2. 2-phosphoglycolate. It is glycine glyoxylate. It is, sorry, 2-phosphoglycolate is to glycolate, glyoxylate is to glycine, glycerate is to 3-phosphoglycerate, hydroxypyruvate is for glycerate. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4 and 4, 1. Answer is option 3. Delta 1 pyrrolene 5 carboxylate is converted by the enzyme delta 1 pyrrolene 5 carboxylate reductase 2. So P5C is converted by the enzyme P5Cr to what? It is to proline. Answer is option 1. Then next one. Asymmetric growth observed in various plant organs is under the influence of definite stimuli, which results in trophic curvatures. That is correct. Because if you remember phototropism, the main in stem, if you take, the shaded side contains more auxin and grows longer, which causes the stem to grow towards light. So asymmetric growth observed in various plant organs is under the influence of different stimuli, which results in tropistic curvatures. So plant tropistic curvatures are caused by equal distribution of growth hormones. It is not equal distribution, it is unequal distribution, because I already told you the shaded portion contains more auxin and grows longer, whereas the unshaded portion, it doesn't contain much auxin. And this more auxin, it causes the stem to grow towards light. So A is true but R is false. Then arrange the following in proper sequence in the biosynthetic pathway. So this is mevalonate pathway of isoprenoid biosynthesis. So first one will be mevalonic acid is converted to mevalonic acid pyrophosphate. Then comes isopentenyl pyrophosphate is converted to dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate, that is 5. Then comes dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate is converted to geranyl pyrophosphate. Then geranyl pyrophosphate is converted to farnesyl pyrophosphate. Then geranyl pyrophosphate is converted to copailyl pyrophosphate. So the answer here is option 4, that is 3, 5, 4, 1 and 2. This is mevalonate pathway of isoprenoid biosynthesis. So these are the various steps taking place in the mevalonate pathway. Then next one. When seedlings receive light, they do not lose most of their type 1 phytochrome. That is not correct, because when seedlings receive light, they do not lose most of their type 1 phytochrome, and seedlings in the dark condition have more type 1 phytochrome, and upon absorption of light, majority of the type 1 phytochrome is lost. So when seedlings receive light, they lose majority of type 1 phytochrome. That is not correct. The seedlings upon receiving light stop making more mRNA needed to synthesize that phytochrome. That is correct. They stop making mRNA needed to synthesize the type 1 phytochrome. That is why they have less type 1 phytochrome in seeds receiving light. So A is true but R is false. Answer is option 1. Then next one. Soluble products of photosynthesis formed in photosynthetic tissue in the sieve tubes enter the sieve tubes through. So it is active transport. Soluble product of photosynthesis formed in photosynthetic tissue is your sugar. They enter the sieve tubes through active transport. Then plants manage to grow in area where high salt concentration exists. Succulent plants may dilute the intracellular salt as in the case of Salicornia species. Okay, succulent plants, they dilute the intracellular salt concentration. Now other plants take up and maintain higher internal concentration of ions to maintain turgor as in the case of halophytes. So what do halophytes do? They take up the salt and they maintain higher internal concentration of ions so as to maintain the turgor pressure. This is in the case of halophytes. Now what do glyophytes do? Now some glyophytes on the other hand manage to grow in saline conditions by. So glyophytes are plants that grow in non-saline condition. So when they are brought to saline condition, what is it that they do? What they do is they will internalize Na positive ions at the tonoplast level, that is vacuolar level, and developing salt glands in the leaves. That is what glyophytes will do. Answer is option 2. Then next one, terpenoid biosynthesis occurs through the following pathway, that is cytosolic MVA. MVA is mevalonate pathway and plastidial MEP pathway respectively. MEP is methyl erythritol phosphate pathway. So terpenoid biosynthesis, it occurs through two pathways, that is as per option 3, cytoplasmic MVA and plastidial MEP pathways. Then next one, consider the following statements and choose the correct option. Nephridia and Malpighian tubules convert ammonia to urea for water conservation in invertebrates. That statement is correct. Flame cells in certain invertebrates are responsible for excretion and maintaining osmotic balance. That is also correct. So both statements 1 and 2 are true. Then next one. Which of the following mechanisms involve active transport? Sodium potassium pump during nerve conduction. Yes, that involves active transport. Entry of glucose into cells by facilitate diffusion. It is not active transport. Diffusion by osmosis. Again not an active transport. Nitric oxide exchange at the membrane. That is also not an active transport. Nitric oxide is a gas. So only one, that is sodium potassium pump during nerve conduction is active transport. Hamburger's phenomenon refers to. So in Hamburger's phenomenon, what happens is there is entry of HCO3 into plasma of RBC into plasma and entry of chloride ions into the RBCs. This is known as Hamburger's phenomena. So entry and exit of sodium ions, no, it is chloride ions. Again potassium ions in option B, so that is also not correct. Entry and exit of chloride ions in RBC, that is correct. So option 3 is the correct answer. Then next one. Arrange the following steps of coagulation cascade in an ascending order. So release of factor 3 from damaged cells. First is option statement 2. Then comes statement 1, conversion of factor 7 to 7A followed by conversion of factor 10 to 10A. Then comes option 4, that is activation of factor 12A. Then conversion of prothrombin to thrombin followed by fibrin formation. So answer is option 2, that is 2, 1, 4 and 3. Which one of the following combinations is not correct? Cushing syndrome, hypersecretion of cortisol, that is correct. Cholecystokinin produced in the brain. Cholecystokinin is produced in the lining of the duodenum. So not in the brain. So answer is option 2. Then next one. Match the following organism with the type of sex determination found in them. ZW, ZZ type. It is found in hen. Z0, ZZ type is found in butterfly. XXX0 is found in grasshopper and XXXY is found in Drosophila. So the answer here is option 3, I3243142. Then next one. Read the following paragraph and answer the question. A newborn infant is noted to have microcephaly after birth. His mother is 38 years old. She also has a 5-year-old son who is mentally retarded and she had one previous second trimester miscarriage. So they are telling about the mother. Mother is 38 years old. Her newborn infant is having microcephaly. She is also having an elder son who is mentally retarded and she also had a abortion also. In addition, she has a genetic disease that required a special diet. So that is the highlight. That required a special diet, but she discontinued the diet many years ago. But she didn't follow the diet conditions. On physical examination, the infant's weight and length are both below the 10th percentile for his gestational age. He is also noted to have grade 3 systolic ejection murmur best heard at the lower left sternal border. Which one of the following condition the mother is most likely to have? They have asked about the mother, but they have told so many things about her family and children. So they want to know what is the problem with the mother. So they have told that the disease that requires a special diet. So Fragile X syndrome doesn't require any diet. Galactosemia also, hypothyroidism also, but phenylketonuria, it requires diet. Phenylketonuria, the main treatment for phenylketonuria is a low protein diet. So the answer is option 4. Then Kearns-Sayre syndrome is caused due to mutation in. So it is a rare neuromuscular condition that impacts your eyes and other body parts including your heart. It happens due to defect in the DNA of mitochondria. So the answer is option 2, mitochondria. Then an early notion of heredity which proposed that offsprings are a mixture of parental traits. So it is called as blending inheritance. Answer is option 1. Then hemophilia is a recessive X-linked trait in humans. If a heterozygous woman has children with a normal man, what are the odds of the following combination of children? Now what they have told, heterozygous woman has children with normal man. So you have to match here. An affected child. An affected child is hemophil. If a heterozygous woman has children with normal man, affected child will be 1/4 because the female will be carriers. They will not be affected. So it is 1/4. So 1, 4 unaffected children in a row. 4 unaffected children means if 1/4 is affected, then 3/4 are not affected. So 4 means 3/4 into 3/4 into 3/4 into 3/4, that is 81/256. 2 out of 5 children that are affected, that is 26.3%. That calculation I will tell you how it is. So this is the first question, how 1/4 is obtained. So this is the heterozygous female and this is the normal male. These are the various gametes that are obtained, and upon crossing you will see this is female is a carrier whereas the male is affected, and these are the normal kids. So 1/4 of the children will be affected. Now next one you have to use this formula. Px equal k is equal to C n k into p raised to k into 1/p raised to n minus k, where n is the number of trials. So 5 offsprings they have told. K, number of success. So 2 affected offsprings. that is success. Here they are asking how many of them are affected. So number of success will be 2 affected offsprings. Probability of success, which is 0.25, that is 1/4 for each child being affected. C and K is the number of combinations of n items taken K at a time. Now substitute in the formula. C and K is 5C2. 5 is n. C combination in 2 number of success into 1 by 4. P raised to K. P raised to K is 1 by 4 or 0.25 into 1 minus 1 by 4 raised to n minus k. So 5 minus 2. Now first we will evaluate for 5C2. 5C2 you have to evaluate as per this formula given here and you will get it as 10. Now substitute the value in the rest and you will get the answer as 26.3%. Now next one. An abnormal male child is born to normal parents. This child shows a short neck, stubby hand, slanting eyes, permanently open mouth with projecting upper lip and a short stature. This abnormality can be attributed to. So the child is having a short neck, stubby hand, slanting eyes, permanently open mouth with projecting upper lip and short stature. So this is due to an extra chromosome in the 21st pair of autosomes. So that is a Down syndrome condition. Answer is option. Then next one. An Rh negative woman married to a heterozygous Rh positive man has 3 children. The probability that all 3 of their children are Rh positive is. So an Rh negative woman. This is the Rh negative woman and is married to a heterozygous Rh positive man. So this is the Rh positive man who is heterozygous. These are the gametes produced and the probability that all 3 of their children are Rh positive. Now probability that one child is Rh positive is half or 50%. Now what will be the probability for all 3 of their children to be Rh positive? So probability that first child is Rh positive is half. Probability that second child is Rh positive is again half. And probability that the third child is Rh positive is again half. So half into half into half is equal to 1 by 8 or 1:8 is the answer. Then next one. A plant of genotype A, capital A, small a, capital B, small b is test crossed to small a, small a, small b, small b. If the two loci are 10 map units apart, what proportion of the progeny will be capital A, capital B, small a, small b? Now if you see the cross, you can see that capital A, capital B and small b, they are the parentals, and capital A, small a, capital B, they are the recombinants. Now what they have told is what proportion of the progeny will be the parental. One type of parental combination they have asked. Capital A, capital B, AB. So they have asked for the parental, one type of parental combination. Now they have told if the two loci are 10 map units apart. Now so that among the progeny 10% should be recombinants. So here capital A, small a, capital B will be recombinants. So they will be 5 each. So 5, 5. The rest, that is 90% should be parentals. That is capital A, capital B, small b and capital A, small b, they are the parentals. Now they have asked for only one type of parental combination, that is capital A, capital B, that should be half of the parentals or 45%. So the answer here is option 2. Now how did I get 45 over here? If you ask, that will be 100 minus 10. That will be 90. 90 divided by 2 will be 45 each for the parentals. Okay. Then next one. The hierarchy of nested categories is known as dash, and the dash classification scheme better explains requirement for biodiversity investigation. So it is Linnaean hierarchy and biological classification. Answer is option